Hello and welcome to the Nerds Watch. I'm Bricknell.
I'm Coddy.
I'm Liam.
And this is podcasting. And today we're going to be talking about Oppenheimer. That was a bloody long film, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we started watching at 9:30 in the morning at the cinema, and then we got out of there at 1. That's like a
Weirdest
half a day
experience of my life.
That is so weird.
Popcorn for breakfast. Very good.
I didn't help I was hungover.
Yeah, that's probably the worst film you could have watched hungover.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you really had to concentrate on that, like really had to think about it. So fuck being hungover.
You didn't move for about 20 minutes, 4 times. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
When you got up to go to the toilet, I was looking at him for ages, like, is he asleep? Because it was just like, I was like,
I don't feel like I went to sleep that long. Like there was a couple of times where I nodded off, like, just for a bit. I thought, well, I've lost what I was trying to follow here, so I'm just going to nod off for a bit. And I thought, I'll keep listening, but I'll just have my eyes closed. And then I fell asleep. But I caught most of it.
That's not a good film to fall asleep at, because I weren't asleep for any of it, and I was still like, what? I mean, I know sometimes, maybe it's just, some movies are easy to follow when they do this, but when movies jump around in timelines, I'm just like, why? Like,
I sort of like, in me, you actually mentioned it before the movie started, where like it was in like 3 parts, like the first quarter.
Yeah.
Quarter? The first third, second third, and third
3 parts, quarters.
And I have a maths degree. How strange is that?
That's strange.
Like the first and second, I was like, okay, I get this. Then as soon as the third act happened, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that
I was lost completely.
I preferred the third part of it though. I actually preferred that than the first 2 bits, which is weird.
But why?
I don't know. Because I think maybe because I was because the reviewer said the first 2 hours are really good and the last hour is shit. I was expecting shit and I actually quite enjoyed it, so maybe that's why.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
but it was confusing.
Yeah,
there's so many names, and it was only
that's
like
the thing.
When
same as The Witcher. It's just so many names to remember.
It was only in again like the last 10 minutes, and it all came together. I was like, oh. So that's what we were trying to do for the past hour.
Yeah. And I think basically the whole moral of that story is that the thing that he tells Albert Einstein, and that is with all we have started the chain reaction that's going to end the world, which is the nuclear bombs.
Yeah, I mean it's going to happen eventually, isn't it? Like if we die out as a species, it's probably going to be through that.
Yeah, just do it. Get it over with. Come on.
I'd like to live a full life first.
Fuck that.
Tomorrow about 1 o'clock will do. Yeah, no, that was It was, I really enjoyed just seeing all like the hearing all the famous like scientist names and like not even realising they had anything to do with it. Like Heisenberg, that he was like working for the Germans, building their bomb, and then they took a wrong turn and went down the whole heavy water route, which was their sort of.
Did he do something with a blimp?
Yeah, that's the Hindenburg. Yeah, that's very similar. Yeah. Hindenburg disaster, where it just set on fire. Yeah. I'm not really sure what Heisenberg done other than
meth.
Other than that bomb, I'm not sure. But who was that other guy that was it a T? The guy who he had the theory that the world was going to blow up.
Teller,
yeah. Is Edward Teller or something Teller?
No idea.
I'm sure he invented something really famous. Like something like the phone or something, but it wasn't the phone, but something like really famous that like you think.
Oh, it might have been telephone.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, could be.
Yeah. What? Who knows?
Telephone.
This is the sort of shit I was talking about earlier. How you're just so witty,
mate. I wasn't even trying to be witty. I just genuinely thought telephone. Maybe. I think you're mistaking wits for stupid as fuck.
I'm sure Edward Teller invented something.
The hydrogen bomb.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Was he like the Russian sounding guy who was like...
It's always like the pistols in the snow, that one, if you remember that.
Yeah. Pure emo.
Yeah.
Oh, Polka Dot Man. No?
The other one.
Yeah, I know you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
He had an accent.
He was German, I think, wasn't he? Was he German? Or was he Russian? I don't know.
But he was the
Hungarian.
Hungarian.
He was the one who shook his hand and his wife didn't want to shake his hand.
Yes.
Yes. Because he dobbed him in.
Yeah, he dobbed him right in there. Yeah.
his wife was a savage as well, weren't she?
Yeah,
like,
she was.
I loved the bit where she was being interviewed and she just fucking ripped into that guy.
Yeah.
Like, made
I love that sort of thing as well, when like someone's really trying to get into it, and then someone just picks them up for like stuff like grammar and that. like you know, when like someone's arguing with you over text, and then they put like a wrong bit in there, and you just like
game over.
Yeah, you might want to just spell that right before you say that.
You could be right as well.
Yeah,
and have like the best argument in the world, but as soon as you get it wrong, you've just lost.
Yeah.
Put the phone down, go away.
Yeah, that was good. And the amount of famous, like really high end A-listers that were in the film was almost quite confusing, because you're like, oh, this must be a main character now coming in.
It's like just Josh Peck in the background.
Yeah, what? Or like that.
What random? I've never seen him.
Malik.
I've never actually seen him act in anything other than Drake and Josh, and he just appears in the one of the top rated movies of the year.
Yeah, and says like 2 lines. It's like
ready to press the big red button.
Yeah. I think I said this at the end, but I didn't say it. When they went through the countdown when it was about to blow up, and the numbers were ticking down, and they were like the old digital numbers going like, ding ding.
Oh yeah.
Did the numbers, Mason? Did that come to your head at all? Is that
I didn't get that either.
As soon as I saw it, I was going to turn to you and go, the numbers, Mason, but I thought, no, better not.
I thought of Metro.
Yeah.
When I saw that, because the watch you have in Metro is them sort of numbers. I forget what they're called, but they're like in little glass, aren't they? And they just light up.
Yeah,
it's a wire. But I forget what they're called.
All I can think of is Geiger counter, but that's what measures
like
radiation.
Yeah.
But there was. I just was really disappointed in. Like, I feel like I was waiting for ages for the big explosion, and then it just was like, that was not very. I thought it was gonna be like, whoa, but it was just like a few flamey bits, and that was about it.
I thought it was good.
I get what they're trying to do with without using CGI, but I feel like if you just use CGI for that bit, because if there's anything you can't recreate without CGI, it's a nuclear bomb. Like, you just can't recreate that.
Oh, I thought they'd done a pretty good job of it.
Well,
and I guess
it was good for a practical effect.
Oh, yeah,
that's as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah,
but like, I think for a nuclear bomb, I think that probably should have been CGI.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
I think it was I thought it was quite tasteful that it wasn't like over the top, if you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't like a who's the director that just blows everything up?
Michael Bay.
It wasn't like a Michael Bay explosion. It was like a tasteful explosion.
Like Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, it was like a art almost.
Yeah, I get the whole like artsy thing of it, because it was very like artistic how they done it. I just think like the whole thing was like, we've got to make this bomb, like 2 hours. You're like, oh my god, we're making this bomb.
I think for that to be the main spectacle,
and then it's like you just like,
I did expect more, but like, other people are going to have different opinions, and like, that's just mine. But people are going to disagree, and like, I understand that. That's fine. Like, yeah,
fuck you.
Okay.
Like, for me, it wasn't just about the looks of it either. It's the sound.
I thought the sound was good. The sound really worked on it. Like that delay.
A well good idea.
Because you think, where's the noise?
I knew it was coming.
And then there was like after like a minute or so, they just get fucked up by the shockwave, and I thought that was impressive.
Yeah, I love the breathing through it as well. It's like proper intense. It's like
the breathing through it.
Yeah, when the explosion's going off, it's him breathing.
I didn't really think about it. I might have heard it, but not really thought about it.
Oh yeah, no, it's him breathing, and then you get the big shockwave. But I thought I do regret we didn't watch it in IMAX. To be fair, so I could hear the speakers going for it, but they weren't just there. It was
good enough for me.
Yeah, I for me, I weren't like
it was limited.
I was just like, but okay, when that's like 2 hours in though, and then at that point they've like just spent like 3 years and £2 billion on this bomb, and then I just thought, well, I wanted to see big bomb, but that's another thing I thought that the movie was missing. And I mean you're always going to have this risk when it's a true story like that, because you already know the ending, so that it's hard to build up like, oh wow, what's going to happen, because you know what's going to happen. But because by the time they made the weapon, the Germans had already surrendered like 2 months prior to that, or 3 months prior to that. The Japanese were already like probably on their last legs anyway, so like there's never any point in the movie they're like, oh my god, who's going to get there first? Like, you imagine if it was a made up movie that the Germans would have been right on the tail of making it, and they'd have been on the tail of making it, and then literally that would have been like right tooth and out at the end. But this weren't like that, was it? It wasn't about like the race as such, because the race was pretty much over, and Germany were probably never going to get there, because one, they would have gone down the wrong route, and Hitler had killed most of the Jews who were the scientists that were going to make it anyway. So, you know, that it was always going to be the Americans that got there first. But it just seemed that was missing that for me. There was no like really anticipation of like, oh my god, are they going to do it in time? Because you know they're not, which is obviously going to happen because it's true.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I feel like that's not like the premise behind it was like there wasn't any really need to drop the bomb.
Yeah, and
like,
I think
there's no point really other than my dick's bigger than
we've
yours.
done it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we made it now. We spent all this money. Like,
Yeah.
we've got to use it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like that's essentially what it seemed like to me. That's how that came across.
Well,
that's
yeah,
that's
and like the way
scary,
the way they
isn't it?
picked the targets as well. Like how blasé.
Oh, when he
Just
went,
sitting there
because he
like-
went on the honeymoon to
Yeah,
one.
he's like, well, I've got 10 names here. Which one? Not that one.
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah. It's like, oh, why not that one? Oh, me and my wife went on the honeymoon there, and I really like it there.
I wonder how real that was.
I reckon that was said.
I wouldn't be fucking surprised
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Because like people, I don't know. It just seems like people in power are that fucking
But it-
disconnected about things like that, and they're just like
It was
people
even
aren't people to them. They're just like
numbers.
Yeah.
I feel there is a there's a like a, you know, like when they say like the Mandela effect or something, or not, it's nothing like that, but there's like a certain effect that when a number of people get such a big number of deaths, it becomes like less meaningful.
Yeah.
Like people don't care anymore.
80,000 people.
Yeah, but if you say this person could like, for example, when they're testing the bomb, if they were like, oh, everyone get back, they don't want to lose one person. One person in you know, and you'd be like, oh my god, one person died making this. But then they send it and like kill like 230,000, whatever it was, within the two explosions. And to them, it's just like, just numbers. Like 230,000 people. That's nuts.
That's
isn't it?
desensitization to death.
Yeah.
Like you see so much of it, it means less to you.
That they even one of the scientists even said, like, why don't we just drop it somewhere where they can see it but don't kill anyone, and just so they say, oh fuck that then.
Yeah.
But they were like, nah, it's not going to work. But I'm not sure. I mean, I've never really looked into the president at the time, but he seemed
like a cunt.
Yeah, he seemed like a bit of a knob, didn't he?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he
no
was
offense,
like
America, but that guy sucks.
Yeah, he was like, get that pansy out of here, or whatever it was, or crybaby or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, crybaby, because he felt guilty that he'd made a weapon that killed thousands of people, tens of thousands of people,
Yeah,
and he didn't understand that.
fucking mental.
And he was like, people don't care who made the bomb. And what he say is like, people care who dropped it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was me.
Yeah.
How's
Like
my
he's
American
proud
accent?
like he's proud that he dropped that. That's pretty. That reminded me, you saying the American accent. Most of them actors and actresses in there, I swear, were English or British.
Yeah, like Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy's Irish, isn't he?
Oh, he's Irish. Is he? Okay.
And then the woman is English. Gary Oldman's English. I can't think of any other actors. Is Rami Malek? Is he English?
I'm not sure.
I think he's a little bit Egyptian. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Trying to think of the the lady who is nude most of the time. She's English, isn't she? Is she?
Got Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh.
Miss Pugwash. Is she?
Yeah, she's English.
Yeah. Then we had like some Norwegian. The guy who plays Loki, and I think he's he's like Nordic, isn't he? Like he's
Floki.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of Americans, in it?
No.
Really?
Yeah. RDJ, he's American. Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Matt Damon. I bet you get so fucking bored of that. Like, how many years later, and people still like. Well, I don't know about many people, but I know we're still doing that.
No, people still do it.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
Because even people in my work do it.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you don't ever see a lot of movies where Americans will play like British people, because I don't know why. It's like British people can do an accent, but Americans can't do a British accent. And
I'm trying to think of like Americans that have done British
Dick
accents.
Van Dyke, and he's like, "Hello, Governor."
Is Carl Urban American? Because his British accent is like more Australian, if you ask me.
Oh, really?
Well, in The
Who's that?
Boys. Billy Butcher.
yeah.
No, he's New Zealand.
He's New Zealand.
Yeah,
He's
isn't
a
he?
Kiwi.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah, his is like proper like, you cunt.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like over the top, but
Yeah.
like I still like it.
yeah.
But when I first watched it, I genuinely thought he was Australian, and then like they started dropping in bits where like
Is he meant to be English or
Yeah,
Australian?
he's
yeah, 'cause-
100% meant to be English because like they delved into his backstory and he was like a West Ham supporter.
Oh
and all
yeah,
things
he is.
like
Yeah,
that.
he
Yeah.
got beat by his dad, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was he like SAS or something as well, or
Dunno.
something?
He's definitely worked for Special Forces or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Go off onto the boys.
That's all. But one thing I thought there'd be more English and British scientists on that in the
The
project.
only English one was German.
And yeah, he was the spy.
Yeah,
the spy for the Russians,
Russian.
wasn't he?
Yeah,
Russian
and they
spy.
were like, he was like, "How long you been English since they told me I wasn't German anymore?" He was like, okay.
yeah. I was like, oh wait, okay.
Oh, were they working on anything during the war?
Well,
Were we doing anything during? Oh, we were doing the.
We were too busy battling for Britain, I think. We were just
holding our own.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the Americans had a big old basically there was no war over there. That was easy.
Yeah.
We were here like fucking shooting planes out the sky.
We
and
were just
that.
on the front lines.
Yeah.
I guess our scientists were doing the.
Enigma machine.
Yes.
Yeah, and
great movie that is.
and arguably
brilliant.
that done a hell of a lot more for the war than the nuclear bomb
Yeah.
did, because the war was already over by that point.
Yeah.
We basically that ended that they said it ended the war like 8 years earlier, or it would have been
Yeah, the
8 years.
Enigma
or something.
machine just like it advanced, like without the loss of life, like it was a way of determining like what was gonna happen before it happened, sort of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
so they could deter it. Like, and that, I think that's such a more humane way, wasn't
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
than fucking going the American way and
America, fuck yeah!
make big bomb, kill them all.
But like even that though, they had to like argue, sort of wrestle with like humanity, because there were certain times where they knew the Germans were going to attack, but they couldn't.
Oh, and they had to like let it happen.
Yeah,
because they
because
didn't want to appear like they knew what was going to happen.
exactly.
Yeah, that's got to be hard.
yeah.
Because in that movie, like one of their brothers or something was at one of these places where they were going to let it happen.
Yeah,
weren't
that's
they?
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was harsh. That.
Yeah, that was a great film. That was
Really good
because
film.
there's loads of like, underlying stuff with that, like they get like the whole like the
What happened to him
LGBT
after?
stuff, LGBT, like the whole all that like that stuff, and he was like because he was sent to
Well, they castrated him, didn't they?
yeah,
he
he
was
was sent
gay and all
to
that, and like,
prison,
How
weren't he?
mad.
ended up killing himself.
Yeah,
Fucking-
killed himself in prison. Literally saved, arguably saved all of us.
Won the
Yeah.
war,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
and then
they done that.
but the Queen pardoned him, didn't she? Like
Well, after he died, though, wasn't it?
yeah, like years after.
Nice one.
Yeah, yeah. Like they looked back and was like, "Oh, we fucked up."
He's in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
I want to watch that 'cause that's
Oh,
Christopher
I'll
Nolan
send
as
that.
Yeah,
well, isn't it?
that he does the same thing in that he's done in this movie. He didn't want to use any CGI,
Okay.
and but so when they're running through like France and that, and they're on the beaches of Normandy, all like modern buildings with modern windows behind them, it looks really weird. And because he didn't want to. So you've seen the pictures of Dunkirk when there's like thousands of people on the beach.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't get that many extras, and they didn't want to use CGI to add them in. So there's just literally about like a couple of hundred people on the beach.
Oh, what?
And you're like, that didn't look anything like D-Day landings did. The Dunkirk evacuation did, but the real pictures look mental. But the movie is like looks like there's half a dozen troops queuing up there. But when you see the pictures, there's lines that go for miles, don't they?
I reckon he's just trying to save money.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I mean, he's passing it off as artistic vision, but he's
Yeah.
like, actually, I just want to save money.
Yeah. Like
CGI
there's
is
a bit where
expensive.
they're like running down the street, and in the top on top of one of the roofs, there's like some new Velux windows. And you're like in the foyer, like what?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
watch that.
it might. I noticed loads of stuff like that, but I'm just like always looking for stuff in the background. Like, you know, there's a new boiler flue coming out that fucking thing. Like, but yeah.
Have you? There's a comedian who makes a joke about how poorly designed boats are on D-Day.
Oh
And
yeah,
there's a German
I've seen
spy
that.
that designed. the
Yeah,
boat.
he's like, oh, look
what
what we can
about
do.
the door?
We can do at the fan.
What do you expect us?
Yeah,
But how fucking stupid is that?
that is stupid.
What a
Yeah.
shit
Never really thought about it, but yeah.
Yeah, they should. It should be like an arrowhead. They come on, and then the wings of the arrows where they come out of.
Yeah.
But I suppose whatever way you're running out, you're getting fucked up, and you're on a beach like that. Like when you
Yeah,
watch.
but it
Like,
would have been nice to have a little bit of protection
Yeah,
like,
cover.
before you even
Yeah.
got off the boat.
I
you
mean,
know.
I think it's just don't know why they did. Like, if Saving Private Ryan is a realistic, I mean, you got apparently though. Like, I have watched a lot of stuff about this. The Saving Private Ryan scene at the beginning. You've both seen Saving Private Ryan, right?
Nope. Yeah.
You've not seen it?
No.
Oh my god, man!
I want to.
You watch that? That
Right.
will blow your fucking mind. That is so
Name
good.
some classic movies about it in them.
Mate, honestly, Saving Private Ryan is literally if you ask any person who's ever been in any combat, and I've seen loads of things, and they say, what's the most realistic war movie you've ever seen, they all say Saving Private Ryan, because of how how he captures chaos.
I'm curious how many like classic films he's not seen now, because I get ripped at work for this when people ask me if I've seen something, and I ain't. Like, at the minute, it's for them it's Jaws.
You've not seen any Jaws?
I ain't seen Jaws.
I ain't
seen Jaws.
Are you seen Lion King?
Yeah, I've seen the original. Yeah.
Can
Like,
you
the animated
remember
one.
it?
Yeah, because I watched it not that long ago. To be fair, with Parker.
I've watched this. I've put. I'm probably the literal. You know the word I'm going to use. Antithesis.
So spells again.
Of you guys, because I've watched fucking every classic movie ever.
Are you seen The Matrix?
This
Was another one I got ripped for, because I only watched it recently.
I only watched the first one recently.
Yeah, I literally
haven't
watched
watched
it
the
like
others.
months ago.
I haven't seen the others.
I ain't seen the others
Easy.
either.
Titanic.
I watched it at school because it was on at school.
I ain't seen
That
that.
was
Fuck's
in
sake,
Tom
though.
Sawyer.
What about Mary Poppins?
Yeah, I've seen Mary Poppins.
What about E.T.? Oh my god! What about
Oh, well, it's Terminator.
No, I've seen bits of it, but I've never sat down and watched the whole movie.
Alien.
Matilda?
Is that with Danny Boyle? No, not Danny
Danny
Boyle.
DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Have you not seen them?
I don't know.
Black Hawk Down?
No. What's
I ain't
that?
seen that either, to be fair.
That's a fucking sick war movie. It's like I've got like 3 favorite war movies, and it's like Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down, and then like probably Enemy at the Gate would be the other one. Have you seen that, Enemy at the Gate?
No.
Oh my god! These are like probably.
I haven't watched that many war films, to be
Have you seen
fair.
Hurt Locker?
Yeah.
That's fucking brilliant.
I saw
Oh, mate,
Hurt
that's
Locker.
got nothing on these 3
Have you seen
films.
Brothers?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick as
Yeah,
well.
that like Enemy at the Gate is literally what Call of Duty 3 is based on.
I fucking love Godfrey.
Yeah, there's a real based on a real sniper at Stalingrad, sorry, and he's like a sick sniper, and he's basically going around like killing all these German officers.
Is that with a mirror? And like, it's like he's having a little snipe out, and he puts a little mirror up.
He probably does use a mirror at one point.
I've
Yeah,
seen some movie where they do that.
it's really really good, really
it's like
good.
COD 5, like the mission where like you're sneaking around with Reznov.
Oh, COD 5 was so good.
Yeah, it might be COD 5
So
is the one that's based off. There's one of the CODs where literally one of the missions is just pulled from that game. He's even like, there's one bit, there's a COD where there's a water fountain.
Yeah, it's COD 5.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the movie that's based on. Yeah,
Oh, is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Oh,
In the
okay.
movie, you're crawling around that water fountain,
Yeah.
and then he's getting up and shooting people
with
as there's like
silence, yeah.
things
That's
happening.
Such a fucking sick
Yeah,
game.
like he'll wait for like a bomb to drop, then he'll shoot
Yeah.
someone in the shower or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick. Oh, such a good movie.
Oh, such a good game.
Yeah, just what I would
Enemy
like.
at the Gates.
I would be well up for doing a watch party if you ever want to watch them, because they are fucking little sick
Oh,
films.
so Jude Law.
Yeah, he's the main character.
Going back to Oppenheimer, though,
Oh, yeah.
before we stray too far off
fuck
topic.
that shit.
Well, actually, yeah, go on. I was yeah.
Sorry, I had another movie that
Go
I
on
was going
quickly,
to
yeah.
talk about. It's the one with the king from Game of Thrones.
Joffrey.
No, his brother Tommen.
Oh, right.
Him and his mate. And it's like a one shot movie. Basically, it looks like it's one continuous shot.
Oh.
It came out recently.
What, a war movie?
Yeah, and like they had to get a message to the front line.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's that fucking called?
I can't remember. But my actual point was going on to Saving Private from when I started talking about Saving Private Ryan is when they stormed gone.
19.
Oh yeah, I was going to say a number. Yeah, but I was thinking, yeah, when they stormed them beaches, that beach, that Omaha beach, was the most violent beach. A lot of the other beaches they got to, they weren't really well protected, they weren't really well defended. But Omaha Beach just had like all them massive like concrete pillboxes when they even though it's a relative, if you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan, you hard to imagine it, but the opening scene to Saving Private Ryan is fucking mental. And they stormed out and they all just got completely annihilated. But they still took the beach over. But it just like really confused me why like they wouldn't just absolutely bomb the shit out of the shoreline and then go up. But I think they did bomb parts of it, but they just must have missed out this big part of the beach. So when all the soldiers went up there, they just got fucking slaughtered. But yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts.
How mad.
Yeah.
How mad.
But you got just put on the first scene of Saving Private Ryan, because that is like that would change your life watching that scene. I swear.
It's quite a long scene though, isn't it?
We get long.
Even if we cut it out, it's just really good.
How to survive? Oh, never mind.
Winning Omaha Beach. Is that Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the main character. Isn't it?
Oh no, this is that fucking. No, that's not. You're about.
Have you seen that movie about the war horse?
Yeah, just this one. I'll do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't
Oh,
seen that.
war horse was sick. I cried like a baby.
Yeah. If you're watching this at home and you got the fucking speakers going nuts.
We're gonna get PTSD sitting there.
Honestly, this is like this is. You ask anyone, this is what they say. Real war is like. Can you turn it on?
Is it unhappy?
What if I ask them when they haven't been to war?
They will not know.
I loved learning about the war, like
mate,
at school and history and stuff like that. I found it so interesting.
Yeah, I was really gutted we didn't do it when I took history and we never done it.
I know we've done fucking Western medicine.
No, medicine through time and the American West.
Oh yeah, I combined both there.
The crazy thing is that this is a reenactment of something that happened.
I know, how mad.
If you go to Omaha Beach, though, you can go there, and you can see them pillboxes.
I went to when I drove to Germany. We drove through France, and we went through went to a few war memorials and stuff like that, and that was just lost for us. That was just so weird.
When you see like the rows upon rows upon rows of names of people who died in the war, it's just bizarre, absolutely bizarre. That's happened. I suppose the only good bit about having nuclear bombs now is we'll probably never have a war like this again.
No,
at least we'll just get fucking blown up. He ain't even took his out of the bag yet.
See these obstacles here, though.
Yeah,
That's the big mistake was they're all the wrong way round.
Not really.
Yeah,
Really?
they put them all the wrong way round. Yeah.
wait, what the Germans did?
No,
Just
the
movie.
people
Making the
production.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how did they do that?
I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, like, what fucking way round do they go? They're just giant fucking. I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure this actually came up on Facebook today. Actually, there's a clip where someone gets shot through a water can.
Yeah,
And the first part is water, and
Yeah.
then blood comes out of it afterwards.
Yeah, I saw that today actually on Facebook. Did you ever used to watch Vigor Dibley?
Yeah.
Figuratively.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
her wedding. The videographer is one of the. Is it not Trigger, but the guy who? No, not Trigger. What's this? The guy.
The farmer.
Yeah.
Same guy who plays Trigger.
Yeah.
Roger Lloyd Pack.
Yeah, and he goes. He says, I'm going to film your wedding for you, and I'm going to film it in the style of your favourite film, Saving Private Ryan. And then he's like fucking put a gun mental with a camera, and he's got like bombs blowing up and that.
So this might sound like a silly question. Which one's Private Ryan?
None of them.
Oh.
You don't see Private Ryan for most of the movie.
Yeah, they find him at the end. Hence,
Well, cool. That's because they've got to save him.
yeah. Their whole mission is to find this Ryan because there's 4 brothers. 3 of them died in action. So the mother got and it's a true story actually. The mother got a telegram of the 3 boys who died, and they said, well, they've got another brother. Let's get him back home so he don't die either, because the mum will lose all her kids. So their mission was to find this young lad, and he was in the airborne, so he was dropped somewhere in Normandy, and they couldn't find him, so they took ages to find him.
Can you remember when we went to watch that World War II? It was a movie set in World War II. It was fucking werewolves or some shit like that,
Zombies.
or zombies. It was zombies, was it?
It was Overlord.
Oh, Overlord. That was a good
That
movie.
movie
That
was actually sick.
That was
I love that film.
brilliant. Didn't that?
I've watched that a few times.
Didn't that have Grey Worm?
Was it Grey Worm?
Yeah, that is Grey
I think
Worm.
it might have been, to be fair. I know it had what's Kurt Russell's son called?
Don't know.
Something Russell. Anyway,
Kurt
he was
Russell?
in it. No. I just said, what's Kurt Russell's son called?
Oh wait.
Jim Russell.
Bush Russell.
Kurt Russell Jr.
Anyway, he was in it. It's the guy from that Black Mirror episode he does the VR horror game, and it's the spiders or something.
That's Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell's son, and
cool.
he's one of the main guys in that film, isn't he?
Oh mate, I only watched it the one time we went to cinema to see it.
Yeah, he is. Mate.
Fuck. Lieutenant Dan, you got no legs. It's very strange that they've got their guns in bags. I understand why, but
Yeah.
I never thought, like, it's just a weird thing to see.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? How do they get to the trigger?
I assume they take the gun.
Huh?
I assume they take it out.
Yeah, they take it out as soon as they land, didn't they?
Well, they haven't. Poke a little hole for it.
Bit preoccupied at the moment.
Got to make an unboxing video. There's the menu rifle.
I hope it shows you that there's a really fucking mental bit.
That's what it would be in modern day.
What?
If you fucking sent the modern generations to like storm a beach like that, make an unboxing video in the middle of it.
You want to watch that, then? That's fucking sick, that movie.
I will. To be fair, I'm feeling I'm all into the war stuff now.
Yeah, get
So I wanna
it's
watch
on Netflix. Just
Dunkirk.
watch it. Same point, Ryan. Black Hawk Down is based on a true story. 2 Black Hawks crash, then they get overrun by skinnies, and then they're just like
Overrun by what?
Yeah. That's what they call them, like like their version of like the Taliban. They called skinnies. Yeah,
I thought you meant I'm skinny.
yeah, just those are skinnies like me.
Fuck no, I'd run away.
I'm not sure if that was a derogatory term what the Americans called them. I'm not sure, but that's what they're called in this movie anyway. Skinnies.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, and that's fucking nuts. And then they're trying to rescue him, but they can't. And a lot of them, a lot of the Americans just took in they were like, oh, we wouldn't need our night vision because we'll only be out a few hours, and they end up being out for like days. And then some of them were like, oh, I don't put my armor plate in the back because it's really heavy, and I don't plan on getting shot in the back.
Get shot in the back.
Yeah. So.
It's an American Sniper.
Yeah.
I ain't seen that either.
What?
No, I ain't seen that.
That's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Isn't it? Really good.
Yeah, there's another one on Netflix called I don't know if you remember, but years ago I was writing a movie script. Do you remember?
You was writing a movie script.
Yeah.
Was you?
I just you know me. I just get into things and I do them.
I mean, you've tried your hand at everything.
Yeah. So I would
drag. Wait, no, because it's stag do.
I was writing a movie script, and the premise was like a war hero who'd come back, and it was all about how like dealing with PTSD, and then like he was having flashbacks, and then like maybe attacking like innocent people because of his flashbacks and stuff. And then they basically put on a movie came out on Netflix I saw the other day. It's been out for a while, but it came out and it's called Thank You for Your Service, and mine was going to be called After Service. Yeah, thieves. I know. So they basically, I don't know how, but they basically like got the they got the stuff off my laptop somehow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mate, you should claim.
Yeah. I've written this story on my laptop, and you've done the same story, and they'll be like, but it's looks pretty good though. So we took a small interval there because we realised we were running on about stuff that does not matter to Oppenheimer.
The whole 30 minutes we recorded.
Yeah. So where did we get to Oppenheimer? Oh, we got to talking about what Heisenberg done, didn't we?
Yeah, and he made the hate.
And then no, and then we spoke about what
he made the H-bomb.
Tesla.
No, Teller.
Penn and Teller. That's what I was thinking about the whole time.
Magician.
When he was saying his name, I was like, where have I heard that name? And I was like, Penn and Teller. What's Penn and Teller, the comedian magician. But yeah, there was the. I mean, I just don't think. I know I would have been hard, but I would have preferred not to have seen Albert Einstein's face.
Really?
Because I feel like he's such an iconic thing to look like. He's got such an iconic face that when I saw his face close up, I was like, eh.
I thought he was casted really well.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I thought he looked great.
Yeah, but I do agree. Like, it would have been like, we know who he is. Like,
because when you saw him from the distance and you knew that was, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Because when his hat blew off and you knew that was him, and then when you got close to his face, I was like, he's just a bit too fat for him.
I find it weird that I never put him in the same era as the World War.
Me neither.
I was like, Albert Einstein was like fucking like 400 years old or something.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
because he come up when his character was on screen. I was like, does that match up? And I was just like, well, it must do.
I mean, he was born in 1879, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, so.
But I never ever would pick.
You feel like it's before any of that, don't you? But
yeah. I think he's born in 1879. And I think he died in 1958. So, something like that. If that's right, then I'm a fucking man.
Let's just take his word for it.
But yeah, I'm sure. But so he was like towards the end of his life by then, and obviously I think he was probably losing his marbles a bit. But what was it?
What did you say?
I said born in 1879 and dead in 1958.
No, you were bang on with when he was born. But he died in 1955.
Oh, it's close.
How the fuck did you get his birthday?
I don't know. I've got quite a big thing on that one. Not got a crush on that one. I don't know. I suppose that's just a number that's stuck in my head. But and Buddy has got a little book about him.
So he's been researching before this podcast.
Although I've not read the book, but I know he's got a book. I know he's got a book about him. But
is it like a rhyming book or is it like
it's a
physics book?
They do, it's a theory of relativity. No, he's got there's this author that does like books about famous people in history and makes them like for kids.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So there's like one about Stephen Hawking.
They'll do one on Oppenheimer.
I thought you were going to say me.
Well, obviously they ain't going to do one on you.
Why not?
Because you're ugly.
They can draw pretty pictures. They might do one on Oppenheimer, but that's a bit of a weird one to do. Like,
Nah, I don't think I do Oppenheimer.
There's an interesting thing. Interesting thing. Interesting thing they said in the movie actually, which I knew before, and it's quite a little interesting fact, is they said about because he wanted to obviously win a Nobel Peace Prize, and obviously he's not going to win a Nobel Peace Prize for making a nuclear bomb. But the reason Mr. Nobel made the Peace Prize is because he got so much stick because he invented dynamite, and that's why he fucking.
I see what he did there as well.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
There's I like that fact. That's pretty cool. Fact,
I thought that was interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
Fucking shut Matt Damon up, didn't it?
Yeah. Dynamite.
Yeah, I liked that. When they finally blew up the bomb and everyone was celebrating, everyone was like, but everybody who worked on it was gutted and they were throwing up and shit, weren't they? And they were all really it was. They just blew it up and everybody who worked on the bomb, he was walking through the little town, and all the scientists were throwing up and stuff like that. I thought that was how they actually dropped the bomb.
I thought that was him seeing what happened once to the Japanese people.
Yeah. He was like
Yeah,
seeing
Morgan,
he was like seeing like a foreshadowing of like
What was going
What
on?
was
Because
happening,
he stepped in that dead body, that cremated body, didn't he?
I might have been asleep then. To be
Oh,
fair.
okay. Yeah, he stepped on an ash body. My brain went for a minute there.
Oh, because he shut down.
Body. Yeah, it was like a body made of ash, and then there's just people throwing up, and like a woman screamed as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That might have been what woke me up. To be fair.
Probably.
So I do remember there being a scream, and I was like,
Gotta get up. Yeah, no, I like that scene, but with that, but I wonder if that was true about him going to Albert Einstein with them papers and saying, "Do you think this is real?" But then he never really given him an answer, did he? He was like, "Oh, this is not my project. This is yours." That's weird.
Yeah, well, he just didn't want to be associated with it.
No.
Fuck that.
But then
'Cause he probably knew. Well, straight away, I get like he knew the more moral side of it straight away.
Well, he was the one who told the president that the Germans could be making this bomb, though, weren't he?
What, Einstein.
Albert Einstein
Oh, right.
wrote a letter to the president to tell him that the Germans could be making this bomb.
"Is that why he had to get out of the country?"
No, I think he fled. He fled like right as Hitler was like getting fan base.
Okay.
And
Smart
then,
move.
Yeah. Actually, I think he might have left before that. Yeah, I think he might have left before that because I know he was in England for a bit studying in Cambridge and do you know his actual job? This could be off subject, but Albert Einstein's job was he worked in the patent office, and if you wanted to patent your product, you take it to him and he'd look at it and make sure it's not copying anyone else, and that was his job.
Proper little fanboy,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah. and then he that's where he discovered the theory of relativity. And he sat in his office and was like,
What the fuck? And just like,
but he was famously bad at maths. That's why he says in the thingy like my maths is just as good as yours because
I have heard that. To be fair.
he weren't very good at maths and he was dyslexic. Yeah, so there's hope for us all.
but not for you.
Fair, he's got more money than either of us.
But yeah, so yeah, he's an interesting person.
I'm surprised they haven't made a movie about Albert Einstein. I mean,
Yeah.
they probably have, but like,
Yeah, I think I think
not
there is.
a big one.
Yeah, not a big one. But I think that's because there's not been anything like massive like in his life like
I
the
suppose he's just a really smart guy.
yeah, and he just basically moved science along loads, just made this massive discovery that then he didn't really do much with afterwards anyway, did he? He didn't really, he just basically like they said in the film, he opened the door for particle physics but then never walked in basically. And then he left that to everyone else. He's like, "Oh, look at all this stuff," and everyone's like, "Ooh," and he's like, "Bye bye."
Fair enough.
Yeah, crazy guy. But I feel like he is the mad scientist that all mad scientists have been based on. That hairstyle and that look,
absolutely.
like every like Doc from Back to the Future, Marty, Rick and Morty. Like it's like that's all that, isn't it? But yeah, but it was cool to see the different historical characters, and they all were played like really well. Although I didn't know who played him. I didn't recognise that actor.
No.
And they had famous actors for everything, but not for probably the most famous person in the whole movie. Maybe that's why though. But
Maybe they just weren't any A-list actors who looked like Albert Einstein.
yeah, I can't imagine. Although they always make thingy look like Gary Oldman. He always looks like anyone they want him to look like.
He's mental.
Yeah.
I couldn't even pick Gary Oldman out. Which one was he?
The president.
The president.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No way.
His accents are always so good as well. When I was listening to his accent when he was doing it, and I was like, how can you be that pinpoint with an accent? Like, a lot of people can do accents, but to be that pinpoint with one person's accent, it's pretty mental. Have you seen some of them Nazi hunter programs?
No.
Like where they're hunting like old Nazis, like they're like in their 90s or whatever. And there was this one called like Ivan the Terrible, I think, and he was the one who like took the Jews into the chamber and like killed them. And
I swear Ivan the Terrible's like Attila the Hun sort of thing.
oh no, this Ivan the Terrible is like a Russian leader, isn't there? It's called like something the Terrible, some sort of like name like that, or the Butcher or something. Maybe Ivan the Butcher or something like that. And
that sounds familiar.
and he's they think they've found him in America, and then basically as a true all like that's just a documentary, and then Israel kidnap him and take him to Israel to trial him for crimes against the Jews in the Holocaust, and how they actually get him onto the plane is I think there's a movie about it as well. How they get him onto the plane, they drug him, but they make him and they walk him onto the plane. They just say, oh, he's just drunk, and they just get him onto the plane and take him to Israel. Have you seen the film?
That sounds familiar.
What's
the film called?
Oh, I can't think what it's called, but it's like there's a documentary about it and a film about it, and yeah, that what is the film called? I can't remember, but it's got that. I don't know how to explain to the guys, but it's got that there's a bald guy who's, I think he might be in Inglourious Bastards or something similar. I can picture him, but I don't fucking think of his name.
Not the main German.
No. Israel set up a team of people to catch former Nazis.
What job?
And to bring them to justice after the war, because they think Hitler fled to Argentina, didn't they?
Really?
Yeah, they don't think he died because
there's loads of theories that Hitler didn't die when they said he did.
Because they never found a body, did they? They never.
Did they not?
No, they never recovered Hitler's body, so they think they think and because there's the Russians as well that went in. Obviously, they weren't. There was a bit more. They're a little bit less organised, so they didn't. I mean, the Russians could have just blown his body up, set fire to his body, or they just said, "Oh yeah, he's here," but he wasn't there. So there's evidence to say that he actually fled to Argentina with the rest of his generals because they all did.
Oh, I've heard. Doesn't South America have like a lot of Nazi stuff?
Yeah. So and that's obviously Argentina's right at the bottom, and there's pictures of who they think is Hitler in Argentina. Not they say he's dead now, but obviously.
What?
But
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's programs on like the documentary channel like called like Finding Hitler, and it's all about like.
Oh, but I see them and I'm just like.
Yeah.
It's like aliens among us.
Yeah. But, most of them are like they never actually find him. Yeah. But
yeah, I think that's the problem with them programs. That's why you won't watch them, isn't it? Well, obviously they don't find him.
Yeah, because if they did, that'd be all over the news. Like, oh my god, they found Hitler.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh shit, yeah, you got me. I'm just the worst criminal in the whole of the world ever lived.
On fucking 4:00 morning TV show.
Yeah. But it's quite interesting though the evidence they've got and stuff. Whether he did or not, it's hard to say. I mean, to be fair, all he's got to do is shave his mustache off, and you wouldn't have a clue who he is.
Yeah.
Like that is like. Other than that, it's just shave his hair off, shave his mustache off, and you're like, it could be anyone. Yeah.
Because what was it? He killed himself because he was losing, wasn't it?
They said he killed himself. Yeah, in the eagle's nest. Just before they said he killed his missus, then killed himself.
Was her body found?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. Not that I was there. I mean, I can't remember learning about it. When I was there, I don't know. I don't know. Did I pick that body up? No, yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure his body was never discovered.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Well, I shall be googling that when I go home tonight.
Yeah, there's loads of little cool documentaries about that. But like again, like that was in May 1945, and then the bomb was created they tested the bomb in July. So it's like it really weren't even. There was no point. There was no need. We won it without a bomb.
It was literally such a needless loss of life.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get that the Japanese probably would have never I get why they said they would never surrender because they were such they're so honourable people, aren't they? And they're like surrender is like they cannot do it, they will not do it.
Dishonour.
Yeah, but they did, and whether they would have or not, I don't know. Because you could say if they'd have put more soldiers in, there have been more than 200,000 people die. You don't know, do you? I don't think there's any need to drop to.
I think at the stage that war was at, like it was coming to the end. It was all ramping down.
Yeah.
I don't think. Oh, I mean, you just don't know. But my uneducated guess would be that no, I don't think they would have lost as many people as they did.
Yeah,
by dropping the bomb.
I think what they should realistically, I don't even think it's that hard to work out. What they should have done is just drop it off the coast. I mean, Japan's an island, so that would have made a big old splash, and then gone. Right, this is what we can do. We've got another one. We'll drop it in 10 days or surrender. And if they don't surrender, drop it. Then drop it in 10 days. And then we'll say we'll drop another one, another 10 days unless you surrender.
Yeah, they could have at least warned them.
Yeah. But they didn't for some reason, which is pretty ruthless. I know war is ruthless, but it's
that was like needlessly.
Yeah, seems pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But did you of the Emperor of Japan when he surrendered? Have you seen the footage of that?
No.
I've seen. I'm not sure if it's footage of the Emperor or one of the generals, but there's. So do you know how like the Japanese when they surrender they kill themselves? That's part of their surrender
with a sword.
So the sword, and there's footage of.
There's a name for that.
Yeah, it's called like Toku or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's footage of them surrendering, and then there's footage. I'm not sure if it's the Emperor, but the Emperor does kill himself. But there's a footage of this big like square, and there's all the people watching, and he goes in the middle of the square and he just kills himself. That's nuts, isn't it? That is like proper like hardcore honor of.
They are something else.
Yeah, they are like
that is
samurai stuff. Like that war must have been correct. Like the war in Europe was bad, but that going over and fighting the Japanese on their islands and stuff, that must have been crazy. Just there's stories in there of like the Japanese like running out of ammo, and then they just all get up there with their samurai swords and they're just charging across the field and just like then slicing. There's like I think Mythbusters did bust it, but there's stories of like the red hot barrels of like the Brownings like firing, then they're getting chopped. The barrels getting chopped off by the samurais. Just running and fucking chopping them off and then killing everyone. It's fucking nuts, isn't it?
That is crazy.
There's loads.
So they had the kamikaze pilots as well.
Yeah. That was the first ever like terrorist bombers, weren't suicide bombers. Yeah, just fired into.
Mental.
And they knew they were coming because they sounded different and they were painted different. I think. Yeah, and Pearl Harbor, they were just like they were like the first time anyone seen them, they were looking up and going like, what the fuck? These pilots just like flying into our boats. They thought they were shit pilots, but they were just. Generally just on purpose, just kamikazing into the. That's fucking nuts. Just run out of ammo and then kamikaze it into the boat. Like how like must. I mean, it's the same nowadays with like terrorists.
They must have to do a load of cocaine before doing that. They must just have like packs of it up in the cockpit. Just be like, right, ran out of ammo. Right, I need to psych myself up. Just fucking go for it. You'd have. Like, I can't see any other way.
I just can't see how you ever think the afterlife.
Don't do drugs.
I take it's just honor, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What's honourable about fucking driving?
You kill yourself for your country, innit?
It's fucking stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, it is nuts. But there's loads of like other countries that have like nuts things like that. Like the Gurkhas, they're like from like I think it's like Nepal regions, like near around like Everest and stuff. And they're
meant to be like proper good fighters.
Isn't they? Yeah, they're in the British Army, and they were known in World War II. They carried this big. I can't remember what the knife called, but it's like
massive.
It's called
it's the knife with the bend in it.
Yeah. It's called something like that. And they will never go anywhere without it. They have to have it on them at all times.
Yeah.
And there's stories in World War II that they would sneak into the German base. And then where their boots would be next to their bed, they would cut all the shoelaces off the boots and then leave the base. And then the Germans would wake up in the morning with all their shoelaces cut, and that was just, and that was a way to tell the Germans that look what we could do. We can kill all you in your sleep, but we choose not to.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So that then they just to play mind games, and they another one as well. The
it's just like a prank, isn't it? That's how it come across. It's like, hey, let's go in and fucking cut all their shoelaces.
There's I can't remember the island. My couple was one. I can't remember what. Fijian. Yeah.
You mean Virgin?
He definitely was not one of them. There's loads of Fijians in the British Army, and you must have heard of the place called Fiji.
Sorry.
The Fijian Islands, they're from there, and they were thought to be cannibals. So the British would send would sort of not warn the Germans, but make it known that they were there, and then all the Germans would like surrender because they thought they were going to get eaten by the Fijis. Yeah. Oh, sake. Yeah. Very good, very nice.
Yeah. No, well, no, sorry. I fucking killed that one, didn't I?
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say if the Japanese were surrendered or not, I suppose, isn't it? But
yeah. No, didn't you, man? You've seen The Last Samurai?
That's not the one with Tom Cruise, is it?
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, yeah. A long time ago, though.
It's probably fucking good days.
Yeah. Is that they teach him to be a samurai?
Yeah, so he's like an American soldier, and this is like fucking just as America become a thing.
Yeah,
and it's like the samurai tribes are like dying out, and there's not many left, and there's one samurai general who's like not giving up, and he gets sent in with his cavalry to like kill them off, but they end up capturing him. And as a prisoner over time, like he sort of ends up joining them, and then helps them fight. And that's just a brilliant movie. Like you get to see a lot of cool Japanese stuff in that.
Yeah, I remember seeing it a long, long time ago. Yeah, but But do I think of any other key points in that movie? I still don't really understand why they really tried to like throw him under the bus at the end so much. They really wanted
just because I think just one guy accused him, didn't he, or something?
Well,
or there were several people who...
so what I got is it all come from him taking the piss out of that Robert Downey Jr.'s character. So then he like had a vendetta and was like, I'm gonna get him now. And then he like tried to bring up all his past again. That's as far as I could sort of get it.
Because he had contacts with like communism and stuff.
Yeah.
Ties with communism. Not
Communism.
Soviet communism, but just
Commie.
the idea of it.
You commie bastard.
How much do you know a lot about like communism?
Yeah.
No, it's like what's yours is mine sort of thing, isn't it?
So yeah,
is that what communism is?
Yeah,
like,
communism basically. So everyone becomes like
the same.
The common, yeah. Everyone, so whatever money anyone earns, it all gets evened out, distributed evenly, so everyone's got the same amount of money.
Yeah, is it like there's no rich people in communism?
Yeah.
Is it like everybody's got the same?
Yeah,
and that sounds like a pretty good idea. To be fair,
it's on the surface it looks a good idea, but then if you think, then it becomes not worth to work hard, does it? Why would you work hard if you don't earn any more money than anyone else?
No, true.
So,
there's definitely going to be flaws to that idea.
Yeah. I mean, they've tried it in loads of countries, like Russia. It doesn't work. Okay. You know the guy, that famous T-shirt everyone wears with the guy with the beret on, almost like that.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. That he tried communism, didn't work. It doesn't really work because you just can't. How can you say to everyone you've all got to work? So like you all got to work for the same, and you'll all earn the same amount of money, live in the same house, live in the same, everything will cost the same. You're just like, well, I don't make sense. Why would you bother making companies and making things bigger and making things work? You might as well just go do the easiest job going.
True.
Makes no sense, does it?
I mean, it's a nice idea.
Yeah, but it just
doesn't work.
Not practical.
No, not at all.
Because people just aren't reliable.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why would anyone want to do anything hard if it was all going to get the same money?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the incentive would be like, everyone's got to pull their weight in this, otherwise it's just not going to work. But then they're like, oh, no one's going to notice if I don't pull my weight. And then everyone does that, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah, but it's not even. But it's even like, well, why would you like start up a business instead of working for a business? So no one's, and then because then what technically then happens is you don't have businesses anymore. You have the government own all the businesses.
I suppose there's no incentive for innovation, is there?
Yeah, so and that's why the communist countries normally aren't innovative. They're like backwards. So like you get like East and West Germany when the wall was up. Like in your head, you sort of imagine one side's all black and white because that was communist, and the other side was all like freedom and everything was like you do what you want because it was or like complete like the sort of society we have today, which I can't never remember what it's called, but I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called.
What we live in.
Yeah, because there's communism, then there's Marxism, I think, or is it Marxism or something like that? And then the other big one is which a lot of people
Socialism.
Social is that what we're doing? Oh no, there's another one. There's like a lot of like people. I think the Nazis were them. The Nazis were
Dictatorship.
no, the Nazis were something, and it's like communism, but it's not like communism. It's something else. I can't remember.
Democracy.
For democracy.
I think we might be in a socialist country.
England.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah, that's what we are, isn't it? That's what we are. We're capitalists.
We're a capitalist nation.
Yeah. You use capital to do things. Everything's about capital.
Capital
idea.
Because that's normally the big debate is capitalism or communism. Not capitalism normally. Capitalism normally just means you get the downside of capitalism is normally you then would get some mega rich people, but
and lots of poor people.
Work hard, play hard.
But then communism, you get less poor people and less rich people, but normally the average is just everyone's poor.
Shit,
yeah, everyone's poor rather than like some people being well off.
Yeah.
I can't fucking remember what the Germans were. It was
Fascism.
Fascism.
You're fascist.
Someone.
What's that?
Came to me.
What's that? What's that mean?
That's what the Nazis were.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Fascists. Like have an ideology and they everything has to be their way.
Or the highway.
And
Okay.
it's like an ideology as well. Like it has to be a certain type of way, like blonde, blue eyes, like what you wanted. But yeah, there's a lot of isms. But I can't think. I think China was a fascist for a while, or maybe still
Communist.
is. I don't know if it's communist because there's a lot of rich people in China.
I'm sure I've heard people say China's a communist country.
Well, it might have been communist and it isn't now.
Yeah.
It might have
now.
been. Maybe it's not now, but it was.
Is China communism?
I mean, if it is communism, that's not a good sell point for communism, is it? Because China, like the people who are on like £1 a year.
It's both.
It's both. That's capitalism for the people who benefits.
The Chinese Communist Party. So they're the ones in charge at the minute, I guess. The CCP.
So they got both.
How can you have both?
I
How's that work?
For the poor people, they use communism, and for the rich people, they use capitalism. Probably.
Then that's just not communism, surely.
No, that's just that they basically just do what they want to get what they want. I mean, have you ever seen that picture of the lady working in like a sweatshop in China, and she's holding a Nike football boot, and she's crying because someone just told her how much they sell them for, and that was like a year of her wage. How much they sell one boot for?
Fuck?
Yeah. That's crazy, absolutely crazy. But then, when we were all sitting there, thinking everything is made in China.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I did see this.
Sad.
I did see this funny video actually. This American, he was had like "Make America Great Again" hat. And he's like, "We got all these people over here doing all this stuff and all that stuff. The people are using all the stuff made in all these different countries." And the guy's like, "Oh, can I just see your hat?" He said, "What does it say?" And he said, and it says "Made in made in RC something, like there's initials." He's like, "Oh, I'm just glad it doesn't mean it's made in China." He's like, "Does it not stand for the Republic of China?" He's like, "Oh shit." It's like you can't have it both. You can't. It's so hard. Like did you ever see that Ricky Gervais joke at the Golden Globes where he says that's good actually. He goes, "Oh yeah, Netflix are up for a lot today and up for a lot of things today." And then he says about like actors, if you come up here, don't make a big speech because you ain't got no standing. And he said, he goes, "Oh yeah, you all think you're politically correct, but Apple have just started a streaming service, and you're all jumping on that bandwagon, and they're running sweatshops in China." And it zooms in on the fucking CEO's face, and he's like,
That's fucking hilarious.
And then he goes, yeah, if I was to start up a streaming service tomorrow, you'd all be fucking calling your agents, wouldn't you? That's so fucking true. And they all stand there like, so like, I win on my award, I just want to highlight the difficulties, and you're like, fuck off. Like, you're literally sitting there. Like, you know when like Jennifer Lawrence was like complaining there, but like, because he does joke about it as well. He goes, oh, Jennifer Lawrence, oh, she's had such a hard year. She's been like, she's getting paid so much less than all the male actors, and she's been fighting for her right to be paid the same, and she should be paid the same. And I've seen it all over the world. I've seen this plumbers working under kitchen sinks going, fucking hell, 42 million a year, fucking hell. How does she live on that? Fuck's sake. But he makes some. He's fucking rips into all them. Are so good because he says wait, when you get your award, thank your agent, thank your God, and fuck off.
Well, that's fun. I find it funny, like how many people he offends, and they keep getting him back for it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking, you think in this day and age, you'd think they'd be like, fucking don't get him again.
Yeah.
But they do, because they fucking love it.
Yeah, and they know it gets views because everyone tunes in to watch him. But he says he's not doing it anymore. Then he says it's like ran dry now. But it's fucking so good.
Yeah, fair enough. At least he knows when to quit.
Yeah.
Rather than it getting old.
Yeah. So fucking good. But he's so good with his jokes though, because he never libels anyone. He's always like spot on. It just says it in the right way. That's like, oh no, I didn't listen. Actually, if you go back and look at the joke, I never said that. You fucking thought that, but I just made you think that. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, I reckon talking about like award shows, this is gonna win loads in it. So this film.
We were talking about the podcast. I was like.
Probably not. No, but the Oppenheimer is going to win. Be hot on the awards, isn't it? Best.
Yeah. I reckon Barbie's going to give it a run.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Barbie's already like outsold it.
Has it?
Yeah.
By like, Barbie's made like 144 million. Oppenheimer has made like 85 million or something.
Wow! Imagine making that in a weekend.
Barbie?
I kind of want to see it, to be
I
fair.
do.
Because apparently it's meant to be like much more than it's advertised on the surface. So apparently there's like other stuff to it. I don't know.
Deeper meaning.
Yeah.
Like Barbie. I see a meme. It was like, she like there's one bit where she like takes her heels off, but she continues walking in her tiptoes because
like the toy.
Like the toy.
Yeah.
And this one person said like, oh, in America, like he was watching it in America, and when this bit happened, everyone was like, whoa, yeah. And then someone like commented like, I'm so glad I don't have to watch movies in America because this would fucking piss me off. That is true though. Like I've watched a movie in America and they literally are like, oh my god, man, that's so good. And you're like, fucking hell. Like,
I've never seen a round of applause in a movie. Actually, no, I have. I just can't remember what it was for. But like, yeah, one time.
Yeah,
every time.
When I saw Batman, what's the last Batman called with Christian Bale?
The Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight something.
Yeah,
that one.
We're losing storage, so.
Okay, that was it.
We already got that coming.
Well, anyway, we haven't been talking about Oppenheimer for quite a while.
But we took a Brit Award. That's gone as well.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.